The novel famously begins with "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times," setting the tone for a story split between London and Paris before and during the French Revolution. Dickens explores contrasting themes: wealth and poverty, love and hatred, and freedom and imprisonment, through these twin settings. The dual narrative underscores the precarious balance between prosperity and desperation, showing how swiftly society can shift from one extreme to the other. Dickens uses these polarized locations to highlight the universal nature of human suffering, linking the fates of individuals across borders. Dr. Alexandre Manette, imprisoned in the Bastille for 18 years, is released and reunited with his daughter Lucie. His confinement symbolizes the weight of the past, while his rediscovery of freedom reflects the fragile hope for redemption. His prolonged isolation highlights the profound psychological scars inflicted by unjust imprisonment. The father-daughter reunion sets in motion a central theme of restoration, and the healing power of familial love. Lucie epitomizes compassion and serves as the emotional core of the novel, bringing solace to her father and eventually uniting family and friends. Her unwavering kindness becomes a beacon of hope in a world thrown into turmoil. She symbolizes the power of empathy in bridging emotional wounds, offering stability amid the chaos of the revolution. Her influence over the hearts of those around her underscores the transformative potential of pure, selfless love. Charles Darnay, a French aristocrat disillusioned with his family's cruel legacy, renounces his title and seeks a simpler life in England. His struggle between loyalty to his heritage and moral responsibility underscores themes of personal transformation. Darnay's choice to detach from aristocratic privilege highlights his moral fortitude and desire for ethical self-determination. His internal conflict between inherited guilt and righteous intention foreshadows the sacrifices he will need to make. Sydney Carton, a brilliant but disillusioned lawyer, mirrors Darnay in appearance but not in spirit. His self-destructive cynicism and eventual path to redemption become a major driving force of the story's emotional depth. Carton's disheveled life masks a deep longing for worthiness, which unfolds through his unspoken devotion to Lucie. His character illustrates how despair can give way to profound sacrifice when guided by love and conscience. Darnay's uncle, the cruel and aristocratic Marquis, embodies the callousness of the French nobility. His inhumane treatment of peasants highlights the class injustices that fuel revolutionary anger. The Marquis's indifference to human suffering cements him as a symbol of decadent power. His death foreshadows the inevitable reckoning that aristocrats will face as revolution engulfs France. In Paris, revolution brews, culminating in the storming of the Bastille, an emblem of royal tyranny and hope for the oppressed. This event symbolizes the unleashing of a collective rage that will reshape society. The destructive fervor reveals both the justified outrage of the downtrodden, and the dangerous capacity for violence that lies within any populace. Dickens uses this pivotal moment to reflect on how quickly the thirst for justice can devolve into chaos. Madame Defarge, knitting quietly in her wine shop, encodes the names of aristocrats marked for death. Her knitting is a chilling symbol of fate being woven, reflecting the relentless vengeance that drives the revolution's darker side. She personifies the unyielding hatred of those who have suffered at the hands of the nobility, embodying a cycle of vengeance. Her calm composure contrasts starkly with the violent acts she foreshadows, amplifying the sense of inevitable doom. The Revolutionary Tribunal's swift and often unjust trials echo the novel's theme of mistaken identity, and the fragility of justice. Characters like Darnay face these brutal proceedings as the atmosphere in Paris becomes increasingly frenzied. The obsession with retribution blinds many to fairness, creating a climate where suspicion alone can seal one's fate. Dickens highlights how easily noble ideals can be overshadowed by fear and mob mentality. Citizens who once suffered under the aristocracy become oppressors themselves, consumed by bloodlust. This transformation highlights the danger of letting vengeance overtake justice. The guillotine becomes a haunting emblem of moral collapse, where retaliation supersedes reason. By portraying this grim cycle, Dickens warns that unbridled wrath destroys both victim and victor alike. Sydney Carton's secret love for Lucie and respect for Charles Darnay give him a reason to confront his own despair. The love triangle symbolizes unrequited devotion, and the power of selfless sacrifice. This triangle becomes a microcosm for the novel's focus on redemption, as Carton finds a purpose worth dying for. His hidden feelings illustrate how profound affection can inspire a complete transformation of character. The tragic history of Dr. Manette's imprisonment reconnects him with the Evremond family's cruelty. His trauma symbolizes how unacknowledged injustice can resurface, and affect future generations. The resurgence of his past underscores the theme of collective guilt, and the long shadows it casts on individuals. His personal struggle mirrors the broader societal conflict between memory, forgiveness, and retribution. Friends in England plot to save Darnay from the clutches of the revolutionaries, revealing tight bonds of loyalty. This unity reflects Dickens's belief in compassion as the strongest means to endure chaos. Their cooperative efforts highlight the power of collective action against unjust systems. By banding together, they counteract the destructive force of the revolution's blind fury with a hopeful display of empathy. Sydney Carton switches places with Darnay on the eve of execution, sacrificing his life for Lucie's happiness. This moment underscores the novel's central theme of resurrection and the transformative power of love. Carton's selfless act marks the culmination of his moral journey, redeeming a lifetime of lost potential. His final choice stands as a testament to human courage and the capacity to transcend despair through compassion. Carton's last words, "It is a far, far better thing that I do, than I have ever done," echo across the chaos of the revolution, reminding us of humanity's capacity for grace. The novel closes with a vision of renewal, suggesting that compassion can transcend even the darkest of times. His sacrifice exemplifies the resilience of the human spirit, even in a world ravaged by violence and fear. In Dickens's view, true nobility arises when personal redemption aligns with collective hope for a better future. Let us know in the comments what books you'd like to see us summarize next. Happy learning, we will catch you in the next story.